Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whatever it is at your place, in your space. Hello, everybody. Welcome, affirmers. Welcome to the AM Affirmations Space podcast. We love having you guys here. Our numbers are looking so great right now. Applaud our supporters. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we want to say thank you out loud out in public so you know that we appreciate you so much for supporting us. Again, this is the AM Affirmation Space, and we come here to speak all things women. We are women supporting women. My name is Caron Fairweather, and I am also known as the Affirmation Whisperer and the founder of Boldly Becoming Her, a brand that you will hear more about in the coming days. I am a two-time best-selling author. I am a creator. I have products line, I have books, affirmations, t-shirts, and a new line of candles coming very soon. And I am a woman in her second act. I'm very proud of that, being in my second act. I love being the age that I am. I won't share it here only because I don't want you to know. I want you just to receive me as I am without knowing my age, but know that I am a midlifer. Okay. And I'm very proud of that. So, with that being said, I'm going to release the mic to my co host so she can tell you about her.
Marcy.
Okay, well, once again, we want to thank you for being here. So I am Marcy Trueheart, Marcy dot moments, okay? Because what I'm going to give you, I'm gonna drop some gems on you for a few moments, and makes you say, So I am also a best-selling author. I'm in the process of being a co-visionary of a coffee table book, a journal, and also being a co-author in permission granted, and I'm working on my own affirmation book. But I'm a mother, I'm a sister, I'm a healer, I'm a prayer warrior, and I do a lot of other things. But most of all, I'm a woman. I'm a woman who needs help. I'm a woman who's gonna help, and I'm a woman who has it all, and I am a woman who's still looking for more. Yeah. So, and with that, I give you Clivia.
Yes.
I take a bow. I am Clivia Allen, the servant leader at Chosen 31 Essentials, where we focus on storytelling through dance, media, and publication. I am an editor, and I just enjoy helping people tell their stories through those different medias. So check out my website, cliviaallen.com, and you can learn more about how you can know who you are and remind yourself that you are chosen for such a time as this. And without any further ado, we are going to jump into today's topic. You will see that we're switching things up just a bit week by week, and we're just enjoying becoming her.
Yeah.
Honestly. And today's topic, we're talking about soft power, the strength you didn't know you had. And I'm the youngest of three of us, but we understand that part of my story is starting over, whatever age that was. It's now where I'm part of this midlife woman series. And it's an honor to, again, I use this space as a safe space that I can learn and grow. And I definitely have grown in this period of my life. Midlife women were taught that strength looks like endurance, carrying everything, absorbing everything, powering through everything. And over the past weeks, we talked about that. I remember when we had Coach Beck on the on our show, we talked about just trying to carry everything. Meanwhile, we can get support from other women, right? We don't always have to show up strong. So today I'm just excited about this conversation. There's a version of strength that doesn't drain you, it doesn't harden you, and it doesn't cost you pieces of yourself. That version is known as soft power. Soft power is not weakness, it's presence. And I love that. When I saw that and I read it over, I'm like, it is presence. I could show up in a room and be the most quietest person. But when I tell you, walking into a room, and it's one of the affirmations in my book of affirmations from A to Z, walk into the room like God sent you, even if,
Mm-hmm.
right? Even if, but my presence alone shows strength. Us wearing, I'm not wearing my red lipstick right now, but us wearing that red lipstick is that soft power, right? I know there's some people that talk about that resting face, that you look mean, you're angry, but no, it's that soft power. It's the power from within, right? It's self-trust, and it's the ability to stand firm without fighting. I don't gotta fight you. I'm gonna pop my earrings out. I'm gonna put the Vaseline on. Right? I can just choose to be me without announcing it. And
Mm-hmm.
I just love that. And there's more that I want to say, but as we talk, I'll mention a few more things. So I'll pass it on to Kiran.
Thank you so much. And this is a powerful, powerful topic, not unlike any other topic that we have. But speaking of that soft power, when I hear the word soft power, is that power that exists without disruption. That power that is immediately recognized, but it doesn't come in and knock down the wall. It
Right.
doesn't come in and turn over the chairs. Now, when they need to, it will. Let's not forget that part.
Marcy
But
drink to that.
as a norm, when that power walks in, it is recognized right away. It is felt right away. That's why people turn around. When someone walked in quietly, they're sitting at the back of the room, start to see people look over their shoulder because they recognize something has shifted in the atmosphere. Miss Marcy herself has said that. When she walks in, she shifts the atmosphere. And I believe that's exactly how soft power shows up.
Mhm.
It shows up not as a disruptor, but an interrupter, interrupting that behavior or the thought process that others have entertained for so long. But she has recognized that that doesn't serve me anymore. That strong woman persona that a lot of us took on and still take on and have to remind ourselves sometime, wait a minute, I don't have to do that. I think I shared with you guys a couple of episodes ago that I'm being very intentional about how I do things, turning off the light switch, putting a cup down, making up my bed instead of slinging the covers back. I gently picked them up and placed them where I needed to be. And one might say, well, oh, that's not necessary. Yes, it is for me because I'm stepping out of that strong woman persona where I got to be slinging and throwing and slamming. No, I don't have to do that.
Yeah.
So the unspoken rule for that strong woman conditioning is if I'm not carrying everything, if I'm not doing everything, if I don't know everything, I'm not valuable. Some of us have that whole thing where we want to be the go-to person because by being the go-to person, that's where we have received our validation in the past. And I think all of us can attest to that people were coming to us because we were the go-to person. We were the resolution. We were the one that would go do, see, and have for somebody else, but not for
Mhm.
ourselves.
Right.
So if I'm not doing everything, if I'm not the answer, if I'm not the party organizer, et cetera, I have no value. Exhaustion has become our badge of honor. And Lord
Mhm.
God, is that the truth? If I ain't wore out, I ain't done nothing. If I'm not at a point of total exhaustion, there's more for me to do. And what a lie is that?
And K Ron, what I want to interject, I remember some episodes ago, and you were saying Christmas, you would make your pies, and you would be up for 2 days straight making the pies, and you making all the pies. Nobody can eat for 2 days. They starving to get to Thanksgiving, and but by the time you get to
Yeah,
Thanksgiving,
yeah, yeah.
you've worn yourself out. You're sick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You can't enjoy the holiday,
Mhm.
but you wore yourself out for everybody else's enjoyment. And I know them pies was delicious.
Oh yeah, they were.
That's how good they was. Golly. Woo, you know what? I might need one of them pies. It does that. But but the now you're sick. Everybody's enjoying your pie.
Mhm.
You don't even get any pie. These jokers then ate the pie, unappreciative.
Right.
But now you can't enjoy the holiday. You can't enjoy your family. But now you mad at your family. So now you done made yourself emotionally, physically, and there's another one that you sick. I can't think of it right now. But you've done all this trauma to yourself.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And then after that, you mad at everybody else, and then you lashing out at other people, then that causes another set of conflict. But that's another show.
That's right. Well, huge point. Huge point. Thank you for reminding. But this we Thanksgiving passed not too long ago, and the way the menu shook out, very grateful. Only thing I had to do was bake brownies. Easy peasy. And listen, I had to detach myself from the whole process so much. Everybody else was in the kitchen cleaning up and washing dishes and everything, and I'm in there on the computer. I'm like, okay, wait a minute, girl. You might want to ask if there's anything you can do for the cleanup, just because you didn't have to do a lot of cooking. But I could have chose to step out, but I went in and did what I felt I wanted to do, and I stepped back out because I really am at a point of putting myself first. I'm not doing that exhaustion thing anymore. And I want to share this a quote. Strength is not what you learned. Softness is who you are. Strength, I'm sorry, I said that incorrectly. Strength is what you learned. You learn how to be strong. You learn how to be that superwoman by watching others model the same behavior. But you are softness if you allow by nature, because we have to learn to be that strong woman conditioning. By nature, we are soft. We come here as little babies. You don't see the babies trying to strong arm nobody, but we're babies.
If they got little older siblings, they strong on them, but that's it.
That's it. Because they learn that from their siblings, right? They see their siblings do it, so they pick up the same behavior. But naturally, we come here as soft beings, easing into whatever we're in the middle of. That little girl, as a baby, she's very accepting and receiving. But she learns that strong woman conditioning, where now she's throwing things across the room because it ain't the way she wanted to be. She come in the house fussing. She hasn't even said hello to anybody yet. She fussing about. I saw this on one of the platforms where the parent, before they can come in and say, "Hey y'all, how y'all doing? Well, how was your day? Why these dishes not washed? Why this not done? Why is this on?" Just going in.
What do you mean?
Hasn't greeted not one person. Hasn't asked not one person how was their day. Hasn't shared her own day. She walked in the door yelling and screaming.
You know what? Because expectations, like as a, I've experienced that like yesterday, right? It was a few days ago, but you have expectations. You expect the dishes to be washed. You left the house one way, so if you're coming home from school, make sure when mommy comes, she's good so that she can cook in a clean kitchen. So yes, when the door opens, why the dishes not washed? Why is your book bag in front of the door? Do you want me to fall? You know. That just
I hear you. And let me just suggest this to anyone who wants to receive it. Sit in that car for a second or two and decide how you want to present when you walk through that door.
Yeah.
And we've said this before, and I live by myself, and I sit in my car for a few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I did it when I was married,
yeah,
and had people in my home, and I do it now.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I guess I don't know which personality I'm bringing in. Gotta make sure. But you know what? I think that's just a way to clear.
Right.
For me, I think it's a way to clear my mind and
Yeah.
my energy before I bring anything that doesn't serve me in my household. So if I
Yes.
sit in my car, I woo side out, and as I walk from the door, from one door to the other, I can be like, okay, you can't. This can't come into your home
Mhm.
because it'll be real cloudy up in here when I
Exactly.
start saging.
Listen, our producer just said she asked her Shadow the same question. And I'm telling her that's why Shadow be doing what he does when she comes home.
Right, that's why shadow is running from you.
However, taking the time, because let's talk about that for just a quick moment. That drive home, most of us have heavy traffic, so the whole drive home ain't nothing but stress on top of stress on top of stress, if we allow it to be, because you can choose to not let it stress you out. But let's say we're conditioned to yell, scream, blow our horns, and all this kind of stuff in traffic. So when you get home, you're bringing all that energy or whatever was going on with work, all that into the house. So for you to take a moment, and it's not about not yelling at whomever, it's about you bringing yourself to a place of peace.
Peace, yeah.
You may still need to address the dishes not being washed or the book bag in front of the door, but it's not the first thing you address.
Right.
Coming in and just saying hello to everybody. How you doing? How was your day? Go in your room and sit on the edge of your bed and just kind of, let it all kind of drain off you, because the cooking ain't going nowhere.
Right.
The dish is gonna be right there, and just come out and say, then say whatever you want to say about what have you. And my point about this is that strong woman persona has been the imagery that we have around the strong woman persona needs to change.
But
We
it was only given to Black women. Because,
again,
yeah.
that societal, that colony conditioning. We have so much information at our fingertips now. I say that even with it being colonized on us, we have a choice. Much like Miss Marcy has transformed herself over the past few years for multiple reasons. But I believe it's grounded in her having peace,
Mhm.
no matter where she navigates to in her life, right? So, me choosing that, let's take for instance work, just choosing how I'm going to operate at work so that it's not motivating me to come home with that same negative energy. In order for me to choose, I got to see that I can do things differently and better. So my last point on this is that strong woman persona. You can be a strong woman without coming in like a lion. You can be a strong woman without coming in like what's one of the boxers' name? Um,
Tyson's
yeah, him.
Hitman Hearns, like Tony
You
Hearns.
can come in the room without tearing down the china cabinet. You
Mhm.
literally can come in and impact your space and still be at peace while you are impacting your space. So let me give you this prompt for our community. Who taught me that suffering was the price of being strong? When I say suffering, that whole roar and tearing things down and feeling bad about everything. Who taught me that was the way for me to present as strong? Think about that for a moment. Think about
Mhm.
that for a moment. And while you're thinking about that, let me let go of this mic so that Miss Cliffy can come in.
Thank you. And I mean, I again enjoying this subject and for that advice because again, this is my place of learning and growing and yeah, and it's so funny that even while sitting in the car before coming in, you just don't know what to expect. So sometimes I do have to like literally, right? So thank you for that. And before continuing some of what I was saying earlier, you don't need to be exhausted to be powerful. Remember that presence, that strong presence, that it's a silent presence. It's a strong silent
Mm-hmm.
presence. You don't
Mm-hmm.
need to suffer to be strong. You don't need to hardened to survive. Soft power is a strength you grow into when you finally trust that your worth doesn't depend on what you carry, right? So because we were conditioned to carry, that
Yeah.
doesn't define us, right? It does not define us.
Mm-hmm.
Softness doesn't make us weak. It means that we're rooted. And over time, I've learned, again, whether it's walking into a room full of men and I'm the only, woman there, or just being able to show myself strong. And there's a song that I think it was an old Fred Hammond song, Show Yourself Strong. And I don't have to, I know, Karen, one of your t-shirts, it has the word, I believe it's either stronger or strong on it, but I don't have to wear a t-shirt to tell the world that I'm strong, right? Whether it's my voice, right? Again, my
Yep.
presence that speaks for me,
Mm-hmm.
and my
Yeah.
humility and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Even saying no. And that is something that I'm learning. I know we had a conversation where the question was asked, how do we say no? And I said, I don't think when it comes to certain things, I say no with the words N-O period, drop the mic. I was like, nah. Or, I try to find a different way how to say it, but learning that saying no without explanation, that is okay. Holding my
Mm-hmm.
truth without forcing anyone to agree,
Yeah.
that is okay. And also the power of emotional neutrality, responding instead of reacting. And there was a conversation I had the other day, and someone wanted to bring up some things, and I changed the subject and they got upset. They said, why didn't you answer me? And I said, I don't feel like talking about that right now. Like, I am not in the mood to talk about that. Try me again tomorrow. And they were like, oh, did she? Yeah, I did.
I did. I
And
did.
So it's okay to be that and still be nice and smile and all the things, but I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to answer that question. And again, that's all in the learning. So even with that, coming into the door, sitting in your car, saying no, I would like us to do a quick exercise, and I'll pass the mic on to Marcy, where we're going to take, and we've been doing this pretty often because I think it's also needed for our audience to understand the importance of breathing and relaxing our shoulders and our eyebrows and all the things that we tense
Oh,
up
so I
about.
can't walk around my eyebrows like this all the time.
Right.
unclench your teeth, soften that jaw.
Exactly. And there's actually I think it's called mouth yoga or face yoga, where you do like, yeah, all these weird facial expressions, but it helps because it just relaxes all the things that we just hold. So yeah, we're gonna place one hand on our chest, one over our stomach, and we're gonna ask ourselves quietly as we inhale, where am I holding tension that doesn't belong to me? And as we exhale, we're going to release those answers. All right, so we're going to inhale through our nostrils and exhale. We're going to do that again. Inhale through our nostrils and exhale everything that doesn't belong. And give yourself a hug. Hug yourself. And it's okay to say no without explanation.
Amen. Amen.
Baby, my no is no and my yeses are no sometimes.
Exactly. Like, what
Yes,
you
I'm
mean?
staying home. Yes,
No.
I'm not going to go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, no. Sit down. All of this is so, just like you, Clivia. When I seen this subject, I was like, wow. This is some good stuff, and everything that we're saying. In our audience, we have men, but ladies, but we're talking to the ladies, but men, this does also refer to you. Because you do have a lot on your plate also, but also with a lot of this stuff has been passed on from generation, post traumatic slave syndrome things have been told us that we gotta make sure that the household is right and we're the foundations. But how can we be the foundations? But when the man is supposed to be the head, he should be the foundation too. But that's another set of series also. But with me, my prompt is performance versus embodiment. And then I tell you, God spoke to me when I did some research on this. Performance is your mask, embodiment is the marrow. Performance is survival made to dress up as strength. Performance is resentment residual that's rooted in. Ooh, I can't even read my own writing. Resentment rooted in history, trauma, cultural expectations, and inherited scripts that
Yes.
tell Black women your
Mm-hmm.
softness is dangerous. Your rest is a luxury you haven't earned.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
And just right there, that's the performance part. That's the part that so many of us live in right now. um and your rest is luxury you haven't earned. So you mean to tell me because I baked for 2 days, and now that I've wore myself out and I'm sick, I don't get the luxury to rest? You mean to tell me it wasn't earned?
Yeah.
As I take care, I have these children that I take care. I'm working a full-time job. I have a business. I'm taking care of children. Um, I'm not allowed to rest. This is a luxury I haven't earned.
Mhm.
But society tells us, and they put in our mind, if you don't keep going, it's going to burn down. But women, Black women, we die of heart attacks more often. Okay, we the one
Mm-hmm.
dying of heart attacks
Yeah.
because we've been taught that you
Mm-hmm.
gotta keep going. Even if you sick, you gotta keep going. Even when you know you should be like, no, I'm gonna say no to this event, but no, I'm gonna go anyway because I want to support. That no is a complete sentence. So, embodiment resilience is a holy shift. It is resilience that has grown from the inside out, and not for applause, pressure, but from alignment and healing. That
Mm-hmm.
right there, when I read that, from
Mm-hmm.
alignment and healing, and like Ron was saying a couple of years ago, I was so jacked up. But I literally, for several years, I put the face on as everything was all right. As everything in my life literally was fell to a million pieces. The
Mm-hmm.
only way you knew something was wrong with me, I lost so much weight. I was skinny. You could see my through my neck. That's how skinny I was. But I was performing because everybody I was doing the Thursday therapy podcast.
Yeah.
um I was doing the, what is it, the foundation. I was the interim music coordinator at church during the pandemic. I thought I was in a marriage, and then of course I was working. I was performing at a level of below average, but I had to keep that smile because I couldn't let everybody know that I was broke.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But when this embodiment of resilience came, um, I now I am it's the growth from inside out, for not for applause, pressure, but for the alignment of healing. That right there just sit me in. And
Mhm.
also crying when needed without shame. And I,
Ah,
Yeah.
I didn't know how to do that. But
yeah.
baby, if
Right.
I need to cry today, I'm busting out tears. And guess what? You're either gonna support me or you're not. And whichever one
Mhm.
you do, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Um, and letting community hold you in the way you held them. That right there, letting community hold you in a way that you held them.
Mhm.
Allow
Mhm.
yourself vulnerability with the people that you know who's not going to fumble you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't allow you. Just don't be out here willy and nilly and here's my vulnerability. No, but but remember, and here's some those were some of my points, but here's some points for you. How to practice. How to. Ooh, wait a minute. How to practice soft power in small everyday acts. That's crime without shame.
Mm-hmm.
That's saying no.
Mm-hmm.
That's saying, you want me to do, yeah, no, I can't. Not rushing your body. That's saying when it's time, like I have to have surgery. And at first I was like, oh, I'll be back on my feet. No, I'm going to take my time and I'm going to heal healthy.
Yeah.
And I don't want a speedy recovery.
Yeah.
I want a healthy recovery.
That's right.
And complete recovery.
Right.
Yes. And letting people help you without guilt. Oh, sit your pride aside. Okay. Yep. Everybody told you should be able to do it by yourself. No, I need my community. When I had my surgery, Clivia and Kayron and Shaw, we're not even in the same cities, but they're going to help me.
Right.
Okay. We're not in the same city. So what is that? That's letting community hold me at the same way I held them. So, and a quote, soft power begins when performance ends.
Yes.
Hey, Ron.
Yeah. What am I pretending I can handle that I no longer want to handle? What am I pretending to handle that I no longer want to handle? What are we still doing because that's the expectation from somebody else?
Right.
Ooh.
That's good.
Go ahead, Ms. Marcy. Spill the tea, girl. Spill the tea.
First of all, don't tell me how to feel. Don't. Your expectations of healing is different than my expectations of healing. Yeah. So don't you tell me how to feel. Okay. Oh, you shouldn't feel that way. I'm gonna feel the way I want to feel. Don't tell me how to feel.
How many of us are still baking them 3 cakes for the church that you don't want to bake no more? How many of us are still bringing a particular dish to work for the potluck and you don't even like nobody at work?
Right.
You talk about cooking, I'm all out. So those are always a no for me.
How many of us are stopping by sister so-and-so to run errands for her when you don't even like her?
Oh, that ain't me, because if I don't like you, I'm not doing it.
How many, that's what I'm saying, Ms. Barnes, how many of us are doing things still when we don't want to? You have no interest in it, but because somebody else has the expectation,
only reason
you're still doing it.
Only thing I'm doing that I don't like is going to work, and that's only because I gotta pay my bills. Other than that, I'm good with saying no. Yeah, I know at church, you want me to work with who? Who? You what? You know she gonna get cussed out. You know what they be like? You know what, Marcy? Why did we ask? That's a good question. Why? Don't do it.
Why do you ask?
Why? And why would you? What? Did you expect me to be nice? No. See, a complete sentence.
That is a complete, and I'm glad you're saying that, Miss Marcy, because that's an example of how we must not need to be, should be. We must be authentic to ourselves and how we feel about a situation.
Yeah,
we must be. Because at the end of the day, when you done ran by sister so-and-so house, to take her this, that, and the third, and you don't even like her. Why are you doing that?
Yeah.
Why are you picking up brother so and so or Mr. So and so or Mrs. So and so to take them to work when you don't even want to? Why? Because somebody else has an expectation? Stop it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just stop it. And you, oh,
And then
she gonna be
stressing
mad. She
yourself out at the same time, like
Stressing
She's
yourself
gonna have
out.
a way to work. That's not your responsibility.
exactly grown folk problem.
Grown folk problem.
What would it
Let,
profit a man to gain the whole world and lose your soul? What would it profit you if it's killing you? You know?
hello. You got to leave your house a whole 45 minutes earlier to go pick up somebody. And you, now, mind you, you've been doing this for 6 months, even a year.
Hmm.
Not motivating this person to do something on their
Right.
own. Now, there are different circumstances, but still, everybody grown.
Yeah.
So here you are being this savior for this person. Do you see any signs of them trying to do their own thing to get something good? Do you see them saying, "Oh, girl, you ain't got to come pick me up. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna ride with such and such this week,"
Mm-hmm.
or none of that,
None of
because you so willingly do it with no pushback. But before they get in the car, you fussing all the way there.
Right.
After they get out the car and you want to go park, you're fussing all the way there.
That ain't my
Why?
Yeah.
Now it is so funny. Like my church mama, because I'm not getting to church on time. So she already know. Yeah. Don't ask Marcy to come pick me up in the morning. Good, because you already know we're not gonna make it to church until after church start. So, but that's the thing. I mean, and because she can't drive our thing is after church, and we have a ritual after church. We go get our coffee. She runs
Yeah.
some errands, but that's what I want to do for her. But what
Right.
I'm not
Right.
going to do for her nor me is try to pick her up in the morning and get to church on time, because I don't get to church on
Absolutely.
time when it's just me. And yeah, and I'm an
Yeah.
interpreter. I supposed to be there. I supposed to be there as soon as church open. I see they be like, "What time you gonna be here?" 8:45 ish, because church started at 8:45. I slide in about 8:52, but I also know my limits. I'm not gonna be
Right.
no. Those are things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I can.
So
Yeah, I can say no, real good.
yeah, absolutely. And I ask those questions because so many of us, that's our reality. We are doing things we absolutely don't want to do. Why are you still doing it? To please whom? So you can look like Superwoman. You can look like the good friend. So you, because a lot of it, we have to own that we want to be viewed in a particular way. So in order for us to be viewed in this way, we're doing this, that, and a third for this person, that person, and another person,
Yeah.
because we're trying to be viewed, worried about the opinions of others
Right.
in a certain way.
Yeah.
But when
Exhausting.
you become a woman, right? Exactly. Becoming a woman of soft power means I know who I am. I absolutely know whose I am.
Mm-hmm.
I no longer require the approval of others in order to feel good about me.
Right.
You know what? I want to thank my mother, because she was a tough cookie, and there was never any pleasing her. So since there was no pleasing her, my desire to please other people is non and void. This is what you gonna do.
Mm,
You gonna take me or you not. Which
absolutely.
one you pick, it's good with me. Just let it be good with
Hmm.
you. Cause
Mm.
somebody was like, "Oh,
Exactly.
someone don't like you," and I'm not gonna say what I said, but okay.
PG. PG.
Okay. That was the PG version of it. Okay.
So let me share these points. So my softness is my power. I lead in that power of softness. My soft power, it's not passive, it's intentional. Remember, I shared earlier that I'm paying attention to how I put the cup down,
Mm-hmm.
how I turn the light switch off, how I do this. because that's my I gotta retrain my entire body, my mind, my spirit, how I respond, everything into the world of softness where I should have been in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So everything I do is about me coming across to myself with gentility, softness, no abrasiveness. Listen, don't darn near pull the light switch out of the wall trying to turn off the light, because that's what kind of power, that's the strength I was putting behind it to turn the switch off and have to look back and make sure the thing's still on the wall because I hit it so hard. It don't take all that. It don't take all that. It don't take all that to turn the light switch off, right? How softness creates safety in relationships. This point right here, softness creates safety in relationship. Now, if we're paying attention to who we are in relationship with and acknowledging the signs that present early in the relationship, we won't get to that point of having to check them because we've already dismissed them early on, because we don't line up energetically.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't have to get to that point of having to put bruh in his place.
Mm-hmm.
No, bruh never had a place in the first place in my life because I acknowledge the signs to know that we don't align. So when we operate in this softness with our relationships, relationships flourish. Relationships grow, they get deeper, they get stronger because one, I'm being honest with who I am and what my needs are. I got to acknowledge my own opportunities for growth.
Mm-hmm.
That how can I show someone else how to relate with me when I don't know how to relate with myself? Ask that question. How can you show someone how to relate with you when you don't know how to relate with yourself? You don't know what your likes are. You don't know what you dislike. What's your favorite color? What's your favorite food? What do you do to entertain yourself? What's a hobby that you don't have an answer for any of that?
Mm-hmm.
And finally,
You know what?
go ahead.
In the dating scene, those are surface level questions that we ask. What do you do when? Because I heard somebody say this. Ask the person, what do you do when you're upset? What is your reset? How do you heal from this? Now
Mhm.
let's go. That's your favorite color is purple. Okay, that's cool. But that's not going to resolve a problem when we get into conflict. I need to know
Mhm.
how you
Mhm.
do conflict resolution.
Right.
Okay. I need to know how you handle certain situations. So
Very much so.
it just be true to that own self, but especially out
Mhm.
here, if you're out here dating, stop doing surface level stuff and start asking some
Mhm.
question that's deeper, but also dig deep into yourself before you can go expect these answers from the questions from somebody
Mm-hmm.
else.
Mhm. And
Gotta be ready.
finally, why soft power makes your voice more influential, not less.
Because
That woman who is talking, but she's not yelling,
Mm-hmm.
she commands more attention than the person who is yelling.
Yeah.
yeah,
Think about that.
'Cause-
She commands more attention than the person that is yelling because her voice is soft, it is gentle, it is measured. She's in control. She knows what she's saying. She's being intentional about how she's saying what she's saying. So
Mhm.
she command, and then she's not doing it to command more attention. She's doing it because that's her softness in operation.
Yeah.
But because that's her softness in operation, she commands the audience for people to pay attention. Because if I'm not yelling, guess what you got to do to know what I'm saying?
you have to
You got to
lean in.
listen,
Mhm. Mhm.
lean in and listen, right?
Yeah.
So let me ask this final
But
question here.
Kayron, just real quick, with
Yes,
with that
yes.
with that soft voice, it's still a powerful, commanding voice.
Mhm.
In that softness, the power
Mhm,
and the commands behind
mhm,
that
mhm,
softness. Hey,
mhm.
can you get this done for me? I know it's
Yes.
basic, but I definitely appreciate you. Um,
Mhm,
you've given an
mhm.
order, you've given affirmation, and now the person is going to get that done for
Yes,
Mhm.
yes, yes, yes. Final reflexive question on this topic. And this topic we can discuss so much more over a couple of hours, a whole day, couple of days. But with this final question, I would invite you to explore, what would I shift in my life if I stopped using exhaustion as evidence of my worth?
That's a good question.
Mm.
What would I change? If exhaustion didn't equal my worth, what would I do differently? And you might say, well, I don't work myself to exhaustion. Well, what else is it that you're doing to validate your worth other than just being?
Yeah.
Because literally being, because you're here, you are worthy. You are validated because you're here. And really sitting in and taking ownership of that, that can begin your journey to your soft life.
Mm-hmm.
We're not talking possessions, we're talking existence, existing in your soft life. Because I no longer have to come across with such veracity. I can be that soft spoken. And I'm not talking faking anything, y'all. Because a relative myself and a relative, we were recognizing that when we talk to each other, we talk loudly.
Mm.
Why?
Exciting.
We're
But
not,
that's
AI right
you
here.
know what too? That could be joy,
Environmental.
right? You know,
no, I'm just talking regular conversations. I'm just
yeah.
regular. We're not excited. We're not excited about anything. We're just having regular conversation, but our voices are booming in the room. And it was brought to my attention, stop yelling.
We ain't yelling.
I,
What you talking
listen,
about? We ain't yelling.
listen, I tried to be offended, but I decided to ask an exploratory question. I'm like, it sounds like I'm yelling. Yeah, you're talking very loud. In my head, yelling and talking loud equal two different things.
Okay.
Talking loud is talking loud, but yelling has got emotion behind it,
Mhm.
right? But you know what? I decided to receive it. So because right now, all I hear is your voice, not really your words.
Okay.
I'm like, what? All I hear is your voice, not really your words.
Mm.
Because you're talking so loud.
Was
And
the
I had to
music
think about
playing in the
that.
background?
Two people talking. That's it. No TV, no music, space with just the two of us talking, and my voice was loud. And I had to think about that thing. And the other person said the same thing, that they're recognizing that they do the same thing, that they're just loud
Mhm.
And
for no
sometimes
reason.
that's just taking up space.
True.
But
However,
we can bring it
for
down.
me, bring it down something. If the room was filled with other people talking, then I can see the necessity of me talking loud.
Mhm.
The person was 3 feet in front of me. There's no reason for me to be talking loud. It really isn't. So I've been practicing being mindful about that. So this conversation packed with all kinds of good nuggets. Thank you guys. Thank you, Miss Marcy and Miss Clivia, for adding to the conversation as you have. We're going to get to our affirmation and our scripture, and we're going to wrap up this episode. So let's do it, ladies. All right. So my affirmation is, I choose power that preserves me, not power that drains me.
Today, I choose to be fully myself. I honor my softness as strength. I honor my emotions as divine guidance. I honor my needs without apology.
Love it.
Hmm.
My softness is not weakness. It's power clothed in peace, wisdom, and divine confidence. I influence atmospheres, shift outcomes, and rise with a strength that flows from within.
Hey,
Mhm.
hey,
Yes.
hey, you better influence
Love
the
that.
atmosphere.
Listen,
Yes.
listen. Is that what the young people do? Is it this one or is it this one?
Hey, I don't know which one.
I
Okay.
don't know which one it is either.
Yeah, yeah. Look, hey, that's what the old people
Hey,
do.
hey.
Hey, the second
And
chapter
this
of the
is
Bible.
this is our scripture and like example of what Karen shared a little while ago talking with her relative. In quietness and confidence shall be your strength. Isaiah
Yeah.
30, verse 15. Amen.
Love that. Love that. And it's not even so much about, anything other than me being my best self.
Mm-hmm.
And because it takes energy to talk loud.
Right. Yeah.
It takes extra energy to talk loud. So if I could just keep my voice at a nice normal level, I don't have to be so exhausted at the end of the conversation because I've
Tired.
been talking so long.
Sorry.
Like,
Like, why am I tired?
uh,
I was
I'm just talking.
exerting so much energy. So part of my being soft to myself is to not exert so much energy in my conversation.
Conversations. Yeah.
because what you
Yeah.
don't want to do is be drained. Like
Right.
I have this person, he is draining to talk to. But why I keep talking to him, that's a whole set of different trauma. But he's literally draining to talk to. So I'm like,
So
I don't want to talk to you no more because you're draining my power.
exactly.
My
Like
self power.
my affirmation says I choose power that preserves
There's me,
me,
and that
Mm-hmm.
drained me. Yeah.
not
Mm-hmm.
drains me. So I'm going to talk in a way with my every conversation, even those that I feel like I need to yell, I'm going to choose not to.
Yeah.
Because in my choosing not to yell, I am preserving my energy and providing you with an opportunity to listen
Yes.
instead of both of us, trying to out talk the other one. You know what I mean? You know how we do, how we did do. We're not doing that anymore.
No, we're
Anyhow,
not.
y'all, listen, thank you so much for being here. And like at the end of every episode, we always say, you are your first priority. We are inviting you. Act like it.
Act like it.
And with that being said, peace and blessings to you all until the next episode. Please take care of yourself. Bye, everyone.
Bye.